If you look at Forex Factory, we have to look at the economic events, right? So basically, for today, there's Monday. We don't have anything today, like no red folder today, right? We have we don't have any important news today. Tomorrow, July 1st, GBP, Fed Powell. There's no important news apart from 3 p.m., which is ISM, PMI, and this or that. So we have NFP this week. It's NFP week. Oh my! For the first time, NFP is on NF is on Thursday for the first time. Like I think the reason is because of the holiday on Friday. I think what holiday is this? What holiday is this, Abek? Okay, US Independence Day. Wow, no wonder. So usually NF is usually on Fridays. I think what the Independence Day they have on Friday, so they moved it backwards. So NFP will be on Thursday. That is non-farm employment change. That is NFP. Right. So be very mindful, especially be mindful of trading on Wednesday. I'll be very mindful of that. Whenever we have a news event on, always be mindful of the day before, right? The reason is that usually when you have a news event, the day before that news event, it's always very slow. All right. The market is always very sluggish. The market price action is always very bad. So my sincere advice is that on Wednesday, you should avoid trading on Wednesday, right? Because market will be very slow, anticipating FP on Thursday. So be very mindful of Wednesday. They will have CPI on for if you trade chef. Me, I don't trade chef first. So be mindful of CPI by 7:30. I don't trade chef, so that's not my business. All right. So basically, be mindful of Wednesday because of the news event on Friday. I mean on Thursday. So if possible, just stay out of this day, this Wednesday, just stay out to avoid being chopped up. So for me, I always say that the best time to trade news is after the news event. So anytime from 1:35, like 5 minutes after the news event, that's when I like to trade. So if it's news by 1:30, I want to trade from 1:35 and after. Right. So basically that's the best thing to that's the best way I approach news. And for the past 4, 5, 6, 7 months, I've never lost a news after news trade. Right. I was checking my HFM broker. I've never lost a post news event or a post news trade. Like missing news drops. I rarely lose trades after news. Very rare. So that is my advice. Once the news drops, wait for 5 minutes after, then look for opportunities after the news has dropped. Don't enter before to avoid getting burnt, right? So that's the best approach. Like I can tell you, if you want to trade news, wait for the news to drop, then trade after it. All right. So Wednesday, stay out. Right. So let us quickly look at what to expect this week. So I've looked at the week. Today will be slow as well. NFP, NFP, this NFP week. Today might be slow, but there's no event this morning. So be very mindful of this morning. It's nothing here. All right, so let's look at DXY from the weekly charts to see what DXY is saying. All right. So yeah, if you check my old videos or my recent YouTube video, when DXY was all the way around there, I talked about this fair value gap. And I mentioned that DXY might be dropping from here. And then also, if you check the video, thank God everything's recorded, right? It's not like I am coming to say what I did not say before. So everything is recorded and it's publicly on YouTube. So it's not like I'm trying to say something to look intelligent. I said this before it happened. I mentioned this equal lows here. I mentioned this that price was going to drop. Let me zoom it out a bit. I mentioned that price was going to drop from this fair value gap here, possibly to take out this equal low here and then this low, because this low and this low, they are relatively equal. Like you can see the low of this candle here is almost the same with this. So it's like saying that okay, price might jump to clear this low and then this other one here. And now we're in another block, right? So basically, we are actually at a point of interest now. This area you can see price become bullish from here. Seeing that we have taken our liquidity already, we can see price become bullish from this spot here, right? This other block down here, right? You can see price begin to react. Especially notice that the previous week low has been tagged, right? If you look very carefully, we're inside a bullish order block. So let us put this. So we won't forget. Weekly OB, right? So the weekly order block here, bullish OB, right? So a weekly bullish order block here, right? In this spot. So don't forget that. All right, let us put it so we'll remember. It's weekly bullish order block inside there. And if you look at the current week, we can see that, let's delay this. We can see that the low of the previous week has been cleared, but this is not really good. I want to see it clear very clear, like deeply, right? I want to see the markets clear this low very well, but it has actually done that though, right? This week has already gone below the previous week, right? So we can anticipate. So we have seen a kind of liquidity grab now. So since we have gotten liquidity grab at a bullish PY, right? So we have seen a liquidity grab as a bullish PY, right? So what do we expect next? We expect for what? Lower time frame market structure break, right? This is the next thing you look for. Lower time frame market structure break to the upside. So you don't just take trades just because of liquidity alone. I want to see price action align with the liquidity grab we have seen, right? So we want to see the market structure liquidity break. Market structure break. So we have seen the liquidity grab already. The market price has gone below the previous low, right? So what we could expect next is some kind of market structure break to confirm that liquidity grab we have seen here. So we cannot simply rush to the DXY on the. Let's start from the 4 hour. I don't really use 4 hour personally. I usually use 1 hour and below. Right, same thing on Forex. You can see these are weekly low. You can see how 4 hour candle has cleared it. Like this was at I'm looking at this level here. Right, these numbers here. These numbers here. Please mute your mic. Oh. Right. All right. So mute your mic. Mute your mic. All right. So basically, what are we seeing here? 4 hours taking the liquidity already. Someone asked me what's the use of this OHLC. It refers to open, high, low, and close. It tells me the open of a candle, the high of a candle, the low of a candle, and then the close of the candle. So I'm looking at the low now. So if I put my cursor on this low, the low is at 96.997. Meanwhile, this low of this is at 96.974. So 997.974. So it's actually gone below. So can I scroll up to the 1 hour? Right. So 1 hour, you can see that there's no break yet. Right. There's no bullish break yet in the 1 hour. Right. There's no bullish break yet on the 1 hour. So where would we say we have seen the bullish break? Well, looking at this structure, a very clear 1 hour break will be above this is significant lower high. So this is a significant lower high here. Right. So significantly, for us to say we have seen a market structure break, we like to see price close maybe around above here, something like this. I want to see price push and close above this high here. It's very clear break. So we want to see that happen to say, okay, we have seen our break of structure somewhere around there. Right. So basically, this is what we want to see. We want to see price close above this high. That will give us our bullish break of structure. Right. For now, there's no 1 hour break. We can also check 15 minutes to see there's something on 15 minutes chart. Right. So based on the 15 minutes chart, there is still no break. Right. Market is fractal. Right. Let me just say this. Market is fractal. Right. Let me just say this. A change of trend, right? A change of trend always begins with um, the lowest time frame. So that means for every move you see on the market, it always goes from the lower time frame up. That means if the market wants to become bullish, it will first start from the 1 minute, then 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 15 minutes. So that's how the market moves. It progresses from one time frame to the other, right? And each time frame has its own structure. So the 5 minutes trend can be different from the 15 minutes trend and vice versa, right? So time frames are usually give different pictures. Right, good morning, sir. So time frames usually give different pictures. Good morning, Mr. Christian. Welcome to the call. Right, so time frames usually give different structures. So just note that the fact that 5 minutes is bullish doesn't mean that 1 hour will also be bullish. So always be mindful of that. Change of trend always starts or begins with the lowest time frame. So you usually move from 1 to 3 to 5 to 15 and all of that. So for 1 hour, we want to see price break above that port here. This is our 1 hour break here. Right? But that doesn't mean that 15 minutes cannot break before then. Right. So we can look at 15 minutes chart and we can say, okay, this is the 15 minutes high, right? This is the 15 minutes most recent high. This candle close, whatever, yeah. Right? So, or let's go to 5 minutes first. So, for 5 minutes, it's not even a break yet, right? And this is the close price of this. I like using close prices for my break or structure here. This is a close price, right? So, all right. So basically, want to see price close above this high for us to actually be sure of our break. All right, that is swing high I can find. Right. So this is the swing high I can find, the most dynamic swing high. So I want to see price close above this. That will give us a very clear break of structure, right? But we check the 3 minutes very carefully. No, let us use that high. This is a high. Let us wait for price to close above this, right? This is the most dynamic swing high, right? The most pronounced and dynamic swing high. So even on 3 minutes, this is the high I want to see price close above, right? 5 minutes, that high there, right? So for now, market is still bearish. So if maybe you want to get it very early, or well, like I said, it moves. But one issue is that let me just highlight something now. For instance, now if we have 2 time frames, for instance, now let's say the 15 minutes time frame is going up to form a lower high before coming down, right? Now this is a 15 minutes time frame doing this. This is one of, but you have to be mindful of this. Now, if we have this on the 15 minute chart, market is pulling up to make its lower high and then a lower low. If you check a lower time frame, like maybe 1 minute, right? What we see on 1 minute is something like this. It's something like this. You see a very clear bullish break, and then you would think that if I even see a bullish structure on the lower on 1 minute, because why? 15 minutes is going all the way to form its lower high. But on the lower time frame, you will usually see what 1 minute creating some kind of bullish move. So you might be tempted to think that 1 minute is now bullish because of what you're seeing. So time frames usually have different structures, right? Usually have different structures. Time frames usually have different structures, and you have to always make sure that they are saying the same thing, right? So the fact that 15 minutes is
was Nigeria.
So you have to be mindful of that, guys. So the fact that 15 minutes is going to form a lower high. Let me just move everyone. I won't be disturbed. All right. So that is basically it. Always be mindful of the time frame you're looking at, right? That is just it. So back to DXY. So we have to wait for price to break here to give us that clear break. And then if you look at 5 minutes very clear, consider that we are below Asian lows. So Asian low is here, and we are well below Asian lows. So for DXY, let's see if price can close above this high very clearly, like the very clear break, not just tiny. I want to see price do something very dynamic, big clear break, like break very well, then come back to the test. Right, so if you come back to the test, we can now work with this other block here. We can now work with this other block, or this whole last down push for the buy. Let's see if it's ready. Right, so you can actually get an early buy here. But don't forget that 1 hour is still bearish until this high is taken out, this high here. So that is it. Market structure time frame is usually very trickish. Like I just explained there. A retracement on a higher time frame would usually resemble what a break on a lower time frame. If this is a daily chart, right, on the 1 hour, it usually look like this, like it's making a bullish structure. Meanwhile, all what daily is doing, if this is a daily chart now, it look as if daily is, it look as if 1 hour is bullish. Meanwhile, all it's doing is for us to go and form its daily lower high. So always be mindful of what the higher time frame is doing. So the best approach is what? To wait for what? The higher time frame and the lower time frame to align. That is usually the best approach. Wait for the alignment. So let it say the same thing. and then that's just the safest bet when they say the same thing. All right, so that is basically what we have on this particular guy. So for the SY, let us see. We have two things in mind. We have taken a liquidity in that breach of that block. 1 hour break. If you want a longer term move or a short move, wait for price to break here. But if you want something very early, maybe to catch it early, you can actually work with that 15 minutes high. Actually, work with the 15 minutes high. All right, so that is what I have for DXY. So let's work. Is this? All right, so that is basically what I have for this guy. So I have for this guy. Yeah. Please, can you guys hear me? I see my network is a bit slow, but I think that it's just back up. Can you guys hear me? Just type in the chat box if you can hear me, please. I have a lot. I have data a lot.
I can hear you, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right, so that's what happened with DXY. All right, so that is 15 minutes and then 1 hour. So let's see what market does. If market can get what this clear break, then we can catch that early so. But don't forget what I just said here. A retracement would always resemble a break on a lower time frame. So be mindful of that too. So as the higher time frame has more significance. So let me just quickly see if I can check the monthly. Let me just see something on the monthly chart for this guy. Okay, every monthly is bullish. Oh, last. Even the monthly chart is bullish. Right. This is also zoom out. So even the monthly is bullish, right? High, low, high. So I'm not really taking out the low on the monthly charts. So if I take from this dynamic low here to this high, I take on this dynamic low, right? Dynamic means the last retracement I can find. This is like the last retracement before this whole impulsive move. So if I take this, I can say we actually at a deep discount to this higher. So actually at a very deep discount. Anything can happen inside there. But taking on this dynamic low to that high. This is where the last push started. So we're actually at a very deep discount level. Right. Deep discount level. Right. So let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. And looking at this too, we'll still have this. Wow. So look at this other block here too. So is it possible that price can come all the way down here? Is there a possibility the price can push all the way to this point here? So also be mindful of that too. But this is a monthly chart, obviously. This is a monthly chart, right? It's not going to go straight to this point. So this is other block I can find. And this will be a very deep discount. So also be mindful of this too. This is a monthly chart. Just one small week of monthly can take a lot of days. So that is just it. Is this also a possibility too? Something like on the monthly. It's a possibility too. Deep reduction to this point, and then what? Make a new high. So that is it. This is a monthly prediction. Yeah. But now we can still see price clear on this weekly stop. So let us allow price to show us what is on his mind. If we see a bullish break here, then we can look for buys. But if there's no bullish break here, we have to likely expect price to still jump to this monthly order block that way. So I think I even favor price going lower to this monthly order block. But this is a monthly chart, right? It's not going to be straight. It's going to be very, very. It might take some time. But really take some time. And now I'm seeing something very beautiful here. I'm seeing an inducement printed just here. Look at this inducement here. Right? It's very nice. If price can take out this inducement and then tap into other block, it's very, very beautiful. Wow. Because I've told you guys, if you are in my paid mentorship, I always tell you guys that the best trades occur after liquidity grab. So this will be very, very nice. If price can clear this liquidity, all right, let me just take this up. Let me just say can see clearly. If price can take out this liquidity here, and then it's very, very nice to see. Very nice to see if price can do something like this. This high. That's very nice. You see. Very, very nice actually. Ability. Right. So that's just it. Let's quickly look at Euro USD. So the reason for DSY is because we are expecting the opposite on Euro USD. So that's why we look at DSY. We want to see the opposite move on Euro USD. So mostly for Euro USD, that means wow, bullishness. Bullishness. So monthly chart for Euro USD, wow, it's beautiful though. I remember when price was all the way down here. That was in the month of what month was that? That was in the month of May. I told my guys that price was going to react from this point and then make a new high, and that's what happened. If you're my payment manager, you know how I talk about this. That price will play with this other block here and then go higher. So I talked about that in May. The price actually came back to this point and then pushed just as I told them in the paid group. And now we're actually at a very serious area, a point of interest. This point I marked by this last push up for the down break. So judging by the monthly chart, EUSD is still bearish, right? Still bearish. Judging by the monthly chart. But this is the last swing high, and then this is the last swing low, right? So for market to be actually bullish overall, that's to go above this swing high, this high. So weekly charts, weekly is currently bullish, although monthly is bearish. But weekly is bullish. How do we know that weekly is bullish? Because weekly has been making highs. It has been breaking highs. See, all this side has been broken. So weekly is currently bullish. So weekly is currently bullish. Let me also quickly take GPUSD. Right. So weekly is currently bullish. And we're actually at the point of interest. Right. So be mindful of this guy. Don't be so in a hurry to sell. You can see how the last week's candle was very bullish. Look at this big engulfing bullish candle, right? That is not a good sign to sell. Always pay attention to the body of the previous candle. Whenever you see big candles like this, very, very mindful of taking trades, especially when liquidity has not been taken yet. So looking at this guy, you can see that the previous weekly high is still clean, right? Still untouched. So by zoom in, you see what I'm talking about. The weekly, the previous week's high is still untouched. This is the previous week's high here. Yeah. Right. So it's still untouched. Still untouched. Right, that's previous weekly high. Still untouched. So the previous weekly high is still untouched. So even if we wanted to sell this, right? Even if you wanted to sell this, we want to see price go above it first, right? So the comparing, considering that we are actually at this very good area for a short-term buy on DXY, right? Even if you want to sell this guy, but if DXY is giving us that short-term bullishness, that means we also expect some short-term bearishness on this guy. And then back to that other chart again we had on the monthly. So that's monthly POI. That's last push up before the break, right? You see that last push up before the break. And then we have this imbalance here. So it's still possible that price might want to go for this imbalance inside there, right? Today is the last day of the month, so be mindful. So I still feel that price might want to push for this imbalance because now we have relatively equal highs resting here. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 months will not go above. So we have a kind of high resting here, which can act as a magnet for price. So that can act as a magnet for price. So there's liquidity resting just here. Right, there's liquidity resting here in this imbalance here. These 3 months high, they're relatively equal. So there's liquidity resting inside this point here, just above these 3 months highs. So it's very likely that price can still push for that high, right? So for now, I would not favor sells until there is a very clear move or something like this. I would like to see price push higher into this zone here, something like this, for dropping. Right, this is what I would like to see for this guy. This also means that I favor more bullishness, at least to this point here, before the sell can begin. So for me, I'm still bullish on this guy, although we're at the POI, but I still feel that price might still go bullish. So considering how this month is closing, very big bullish. So price will likely go for this. And then don't forget DXY too. We still have that DXY OB down there. So have this OB down there. That means this guy can still push lower, and EU can still push higher. So very strong likelihood that price will push higher at that point. So lower time frame now. Looking at the lower time frame, we can see that even the 15 minutes is still bullish. Right, 1 hour, this guy is still very bullish on the lower time frame. See how price has been breaking high. So there's no reason to sell now. Right, so no reason to sell now until it's very clear. Right, so even if you see buys, you can actually take buys if you have the courage. You can still take some buys. You can see if you see buys, you can still take buys. Right, you can see market has been breaking highs. Look at the previous weekly high here. Price is down. So if you see buys, you can still take buys. Right, if you see buy opportunities, you can still take them. Right, 5 minutes is very, very bullish. So that is it for Euro USD. Right, so I see on Euro USD. So far, do you have any question on the things I've said so far? Any question on the things I've said so far? Anything that you like us to maybe something I was not clear. I want to go to GPY pairs now. I want to go to yen pairs now. I'm thinking I'm done with USD pairs because no need to talk about GPUSD. GPUSD will obviously be the same, similar. Don't look at GPUSD. Obviously, be similar to what I have here. Obviously, be similar. Right, so obviously be similar. Monthly, they have this other block on GPUSD, and price is not yet there per se. Weekly charts, weekly is still very bullish. Wow, look at it, beautiful. Almost, this is beautiful. Set that I'm delivering nicely from favorable gap to favorable gap. Just that I'm delivering so nicely. Wow. And you can see that the weekly candle is about to close very bullish too. So be very mindful of sales. I'm still repeating it. Be very mindful of sales on Euro USD and GPUSD. It's more likely to go up. Right? It's more likely to go bullish. More likely to go bullish. More likely to go bullish. So whenever a new weeks come, just mark the previous weekly high. That has to be an area for your bullish targets or reversal sales. So even if you're looking for sales, wait for whenever you see a new week, always mark the weekly high. That weekly high is either your bullish targets or your area of liquidity run for reversals. So once price takes this high, you can look for sales if you wish. But if you want to buy, you can still buy up to that high. So let us quickly look at GPUSD and see there's something on the lower time frame. Wow. It's nice. GPS heavy. What did I mark here, back? I've given these books. Okay. I think my students' class. So I'm seeing all these ones. All right. Wow, this is beautiful. This guy is nice though. Shush. So yeah, we are total as a last. Wow, this guy might buy you. This guy is looking good for a buy. Why did I marry this one a bit? Why did I marry this spot? I think I was teaching my students something before I marked this. I don't even know why I marked it. Okay, well, I don't even know why I marked this one. I think I was teaching my private students something. But that's nice now. So that is basically it. So for now, this guy is actually giving a temporary bearish structure. Like this is giving a temporary bearish structure. Right, 15 minutes has broken below this low. Right, we have broken below this low. While on the higher time frame, we still have this bullish height of taken out. Right, and then this other broke up here. Right, so basically, um, this guy is not yet ready. Pay attention to this fair value gap here. Wait to see what happens inside there. If market wants to continue being bullish, wait to see what happens inside there. Just wait to see what happens inside there. Right. Just wait to see what happens inside there. If it wants to continue its bullishness, then it will be somewhere inside there. Right. It will be somewhere inside there to give that bullish momentum. Because now I'm seeing some kind of impulsive run to the upside. I'm seeing a consolidation here. Wow. It's a kind of consolidation. It ran up and then going down. So let's see what happens inside there. If price wants to be bullish, to be inside there, that something will happen. Inside there. Actually, anything can happen inside there. And it's dropping very fast. Okay. It's inside there. If it will continue bullish, to inside there. On the 1 hour, but 1 hour is even bearish. EUS is bullish. Can you imagine the problem? See wahala. EUS is bullish. Why GPS is bearish? SMT. Wow. Right. I'm even seeing something here too. Let us see what happens. Let us see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm seeing something here. Key level here. An inducement here. Wow. Okay. So let us see what happens. How many pips is this? From here, 9.5. This is like 14 pips. 13 pips. Rather. I'd like to see what will happen inside there. Something like this. I'd like to see what will happen inside there. From here, the previous weekly high. I'd love to see what will happen inside there. Just love to see what's happening inside there. Love to see what happened inside there. Okay. Let's just see what happens inside here. All right, this is just my opinion. No, it's not like I'm not asking you to risk your money. Right. So I'm just looking at. I'm just looking at this. Looking at that. So let us see what happens if we are correct. Because I don't trust sales that did not occur after liquidity grab. I would love to see price take up previous weekly high before I can trust this sell. This sell is looking like a flip to me. I would love to see price take out that weekly high first before dropping. But if that doesn't happen, that is still fine. Right. So me, I'm seeing something like this. Kind of bullish push to the upside. Right. If that will happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm saying. Jehovah, sir. So let us see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Right, so that's what happened for this guy. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Wow, look at that. Look at the rejection already. I see the rejection already. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So if this 1 hour candle closes very aggressive bullish, man, that's a good sign. If this 1 hour candle closes very with a very strong rejection, that is very good. So you can wait for this 1 hour candle to close or the 30 minutes candle to close. So you see how the rejection will be. So you can be sure what you're doing. Right. So that's basically what I'm looking at for this guy. Right. The play out may not play out. Right. There is nobody asking you to take a trade. I'm not sure what I see. Right. Nobody asking you to buy or sell. All right. So let's look at EM pairs. Let's look at EM pairs. Weekly chart for the EM pairs. What do we have here for yen? Let me quickly peep at. Let me just do some peeping now. I want to peep at GPY baskets. What GPY basket is showing, I beg. I'm peeping at it. GPY basket is, for some reason, is this bearish or bullish, I beg? Yeah, let us just assume it's bullish because something like this. Okay, let's assume it's bullish. This trend line has been broken, so let us assume that it's bullish. Then we have this fair value gap here, which price is still playing with. Right, so we are seeing this bullish inverted fair value gap, right? So I feel that we are still respecting this gap. We are still playing with this gap. This would be an area of interest, something like this. So if market wants to really do its thing, so we're looking at something like this in this gap, and then we can say price came to the 50%. So something like this is likely what we are looking at for this guy, right? Since we are playing on this fair value gap and we're kind of bullish, so something like in this gap, and then we'll run higher. So I feel that the M basket is bullish, right? So that means we want to see the opposite on GBP/JPY. So for GBP/JPY, what do we see? Let me just quickly take out all this lipstick. All right. Yeah. On the weekly chart for GBP/JPY is not funny. It ends funny. It's not funny at all. The price action is not pricey. Well, let's look at USD/JPY first. So USD is bearish, while JPY is bullish. Okay, that's okay. So I marked out this volume imbalance here. Like volume imbalance is simply when a candle makes a gap. Usually the body of candles are usually like if you see two consecutive candles, right? So usually we usually see a candle like this, and then the next candle opens side by side from the candle, right? That's how a candle should print. But when I say gap between the body of the candle, it's opening somewhere around there, we call this space a volume imbalance, right? So that's what happened there. This candle body is supposed to open somewhere around there, but instead it gave a gap. So we call that a volume imbalance. And it acts the same way as a normal imbalance, right? So we have a volume imbalance here, which price has been playing off for a while. Like I said, price is finding it difficult to break it. Right? It's finding it difficult to break it. So that being said, we can now look for that being said, we can now look for maybe a lower time frame break. So I don't trust other block anymore. We have this relatively equal lows resting here, but relatively equal. So if this thing holds, like if this volume imbalance holds, we can see price dump. Can see price dump to clear this. But now I'm not really liking what I'm seeing because USD is very, very bearish. Okay, yeah, USD is bearish, right? Yeah, USD is bearish. While JPY is bullish. That means USD has very good likelihood to drop. Yeah, we're correct. No, we're correct. We're correct. Yeah, we're correct. So USD is still bearish. That means we can see price dump from this volume imbalance down to this point here. So for me, if you ask me, I feel that USD JPY has potential to the downside. That simply means that if you see a bearish structure or a bearish move, you can actually get in. Like actually get in if you see something bearish on the lower time frame. Actually get in. So judging by the 1 hour structure, what do we have on 1 hour? We have this institutional candle, blah blah blah. So we have this last push up before they drop to the downside. It's not even broken yet. Right. Let's check 30 minutes. This is already mitigated. Right? This kind has mitigated already. Okay. Let's pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Right. Pay attention to that area there. Pay attention to this other block here. Pay attention there. So ideally, if this will likely work, we want to see price make some kind of engineer liquidity, something like this. Price could engineer liquidity and then tap into this point and then drop lower. So that would be what I would like to see. If price can engineer liquidity, something like this, engineer liquidity, and then that would be nice to take price to the downside. Right? We'll not be targeting this previous weekly low. And then consequently, our overall low. So if you ask me, I am bearish on USD JPY. Heavily bearish. Right, heavily bearish. This guy. So I think I should just mark that out and post on the channel. So I don't forget this. So this is our weekly direction for USD JPY. It's our weekly direction. So please, everything we posted on my Telegram channel, all the setups we posted on my Telegram channel so that you don't miss it. Right, just check my Telegram channel so you can see everything. Right, so if you're on my Telegram, just quickly rush there so you can see anything you need. All the setups will be posted for free on the Telegram channell. So let me just copy the link and post for you guys in the chat section so you guys can see the link. So that's the link of Telegram. Right, so if you guys want to join us, just quickly join our Telegram community. All right, so that is it basically. That is basically what we have there. All right, guys, can you guys hear me? Please, can you guys hear me? So I can continue. All these guys are always disturbing Zoom meetings. They're just like disturbing. I don't know why. Can you guys hear me? Please. Can you guys hear me? Right. So let's continue, please. Um, I've changed it. I've changed it. Don't worry. It's all these guys always all these bots. Sometimes you make Zoom meetings and then bots will come and try to spoil your meeting. That's basically what all these bots do. Let me know how the bots got the link to the group. All right. All right. So that is it. This is what I have for DXY. So I have for DXY, guys. So I have for DXY. What's happening to these guys now? Mm-hmm. Right. Please, can you guys hear me? Right. What's going on now? It's a bot. I put the waiting room, so they can't even enter the meeting anymore. I'm trying to get the person that is disturbing. Trying to get the person that is disturbing. Who's the person out there? I don't trade ES, right? Are you referring to US 30? Well, I don't trade ES and whatever you're referring to. I don't trade that, Mohammed. See on the move, Mohammed. Okay, see. I don't trade ES. But I feel that if you want to get ES should be under futures. It's under future. I don't do the ES, so it's under futures. So you see the ES, ES mini, see them here. So I don't trade those guys. under futures. So let us just wrap up in the next few minutes. So this is what I have for this guy. So I have for US 30. So I have for sorry USGPY. Let us quickly look at the last one, which is gold. So gold is giving us that bullish, bullish jiggy jiggy. Gold is giving us that bullish jiggy jiggy, and let us quickly take out all the drawings so you guys can see gold clearly. So what do we have here? We have this bullish fair value gap, which gold created. And then what do we have again? We have this liquidity resting here. So gold has already tapped into this point. So it's likely that what we are seeing playing out, something like this. Right. So that's basically what gold is likely doing. So that's basically what gold is doing. Basically, I think that is what gold is doing. Something like this. So that's what I think that gold is doing. That is a very, very clear and simple analysis, right? That's what I feel gold is doing. Right. So I think that's what gold is doing on the higher time frame. Please, if you have not joined our Telegram channel, just go to join with the link has been given. Right. So just go to join our Telegram community with the link has given. That's Telegram link. That's right. So that is what I think that gold is doing. So if you go to the lower time frame, something similar should also be there. Go quickly on the lower time frame. Let us quickly look at gold on the lower time frame, maybe 1 hour. All right. So on the 1 hour chart, so we have for gold. All right. So if gold is bullish on the 1 hour currently, you can see some kind of dynamic break about the swing high. So there's this swing high has been taken out on gold. All right. This swing high is taken out on gold. 30 minutes, we trade the same thing too. So gold has given us that bullish break. So with price return here, very likely. So this is another block. We can see price maybe come to go and give us a retest. Right. So now we've gone above this. So if gold can be good enough to come back here, to be nice to just buy. Right. So don't be in a hurry to take gold until we see this. So let's see if gold can do this for us. Let's see if gold can do this for us. Right. So I'm posting all the analysis in my Telegram community. So if you're not part of the Telegram, just do out to join the Telegram and you can have all this analysis for yourself. What is it? Let me check the group. How do you get that card? I just get commented before. But, okay. How much is the talent? 4-5. All right, so I think some people are in the waiting room. I don't know how bots to enter this our meeting. You know then. I had to put waiting room active. So that is so I have for good. Good is good. No more analysis for good. I just carried the two like that. No more analysis for good. They don't pick one. You mean this one. That's fine. No day. I don't see I'm even back. And that's one that's selling retail. Right. The last one we saw was 4-2 now. This one, so I know when they sell retail, I collected. It's not that. You know, then they don't have it. They don't even understand my grammar. They don't have it. So final one. In the shop I collected. They don't have. NAS 100. Oh my god. So wow. So NAS 100 is, there's no analysis here. Ah, okay. Market has made a new high. So we have made all-time high. I guess this is an all-time high. But there's no high above this high. So we are in uncharted region on US on Nasdaq. That is NAS 100 indices. So we have taken out all this POI. We're officially in uncharted territory. So there's nothing to do here. Nothing to do. Right? Whenever you see price making all-time high, just wait for the market to retrace and give you some kind of structure. So obviously, if you go to NAS 100 on lower time frame, nothing as well. So you can see that. So nothing to do here. Nothing to do here. Unless maybe you want to go and play with this sell retracement, which is even risky. So we are in uncharted territory. Right? Look at the weekly chart here. We have made an all-time high. So there's nothing to do here. All-time highs. So there's really nothing to do here on NAS 100. Unless maybe you want to play with this sell, because I can see a kind of break and but there's no point selling a market that has made an all-time high. It will continue going higher. You don't know what it could do. But consider that today is the last day of the month. If you want to play some risky trades, you can still sell here. Because now I'm seeing something. Today's the last day of the month, right? So if you want to maybe just want to play around, right, you can still take a sell now. Right? This is very risky, or I didn't say you should take it. But if you want to just play some risky trades now, something like this. Market volatility, right? So we are taking all-time highs. So something like this will be very nice. If you want to just take it. Some risky trade. This is very risky because an all-time high, but I'm seeing Asian low untouched. So something like this would be nice. Just click sell and then target maybe this high that was forming in Asia. This can go. This can really go. If you want to take it, want to just take a risky trade now. 1:2. All right. So let's see if that will pan out. Right? Maybe you can also reduce your risk, or maybe half risk or something. Then just want to play with that. But it's risky because we are in uncharted territory, meaning that price has not gotten to this area before. So just be mindful of that. When I can see Asian high taking, break of structure, fair value gap, this area here. So if you want to just play around, that can still work. Right, that can still work. Because today is the last day of the month. That means the higher wick of the candle is likely forming. Right, so I posted it in Telegram community too. So just please join the Telegram community to see that. All right. So let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. So this is a very risky one, but if you wish to, that's nice. Right now is 9:26. Okay. Once the next candle closes, you can just take a shot. So once the next candle closes, like once this candle closes in the next 3 minutes, 3 minutes, yeah, you can just take a shot because now I'm seeing a gravity grab with this candle. So let's see if this can happen. Very risky, very risky, very risky. Right. So US 30, SMT divergence deal. Wow. So Nasdaq made a high. US 30 did not make a high. That's an SMT divergence. Let me just quickly confirm from SP 500. Let me just quickly confirm US 500 to see what this guy is doing. Let's see this one. Wow, okay. Wow. That is an SMT divergence. So SP 500 made a high. US 30 made a high. Sorry, Nasdaq made a high, but US 30 did not make a high. So we have a divergence here. So look for sells here. If you see a sell in this guy, that'd be very nice. If you see a sell in this guy, that'd be very, very nice. If you see a sell in this guy, this one here, that'd be nice. So that is a weakness. That's a weakness. So if you see a bearish move here, it will be nice to take a sell. If you see a bearish move here, especially consider we're not inside this other block now. So if you see a sell inside there. That'd be nice, really. Right, if you go to the weekly chart, daily chart, you say there's some kind of inducement there. So these inducements, that's inducement. So let's see if we do if we see a break on this guy, it'd be nice to sell. It'd be nice to sell more. I'm seeing that sell. That's how it'd be nice. Shush. Hmm. It'd be nice to sell US 30 if you can see it. So it'd be nice. So just wait for a very clear move and then you look for your sell opportunities. All right. So yes, they are. They are. They are. They're correlating pairs. They're correlated pairs. Yes, they are. They correlate actually. They correlate. So US 30 is giving us weakness, right? So SMT divergence to US 30. Let me quickly write it out. So there's SMT. So there's an SMT bearish divergence present. So that's the reason we're looking at this. Right? So SMT bearish. So I'll post this chart in our Telegram community too, so you guys can have it. So in case you want to go through it, you can just use it. So look for sales there. If you see, right? So if you see a sell, it would be nice to take a sell on this guy. If you see, all right, let's just look at that Nasdaq again. Sorry, lower time frame. Sorry, 15 minutes. So this is risky. Oh, okay, it's risky. This side I mentioned, very risky. So if you feel like you want to play, or feel like if you do say you want to play, you can just short now and see what happens. To see if I can just take it to this inducement here. So I like the rejection I see. I like it. I like it. Let me just let me one more. Okay. This is 684. All right, so that is it basically. Very risky trade. The overflow. It's already dropping. No be joke. Oh. All right, so that is it. Oh. So we are okay for now. We are done. And let's look at the quarter last Bitcoin. Shush. I don't teach you, so there no space again. All right. So for Bitcoin has made all-time high last month. And then Bitcoin made an order block which it's playing off. Whoa. So this is the target of Bitcoin to make an all-time high again. So now, if this monthly candle closes like this, there are two options of Bitcoin. Right now, we're playing off this order block, right? So there are two options of Bitcoin. If this order block closes like this, so if this monthly candle closes like that, means we'll now have this. We'll now have this stuff here, this imbalance here, right? Which price can choose to play off. So if after today, which is the last of the month, Bitcoin can choose to do something like that, something like this. or it cannot push higher at once, right? Because we're already playing off this other block here, by this Moonseeder block, which is also inside a bullish imbalance, right? We have played off this whatever. So we played off this imbalance and then all of that. So the area we're paying on Bitcoin now is this other block and this imbalance. So price can choose to do this, or it can just go directly above. So anyone can happen. I just choose to, since we already hit this other block already, I just choose to just go higher, just make a new high. So for me, Bitcoin, I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. And on the lower time frame of Bitcoin, wow. So even lower time on Bitcoin is even bullish. So let's check the 1 hour. Let's check 1 hour, please. Check the 1 hour. So even the 1 hour I send the same thing too. We are bullish on Bitcoin. 1 hour is bullish. Blah blah blah. If you drop lower, I don't like this price action. It can drop lower than that. It can drop lower. It can drop lower than this. And if it drops lower, where would it likely drop to? Where would it likely drop to, I beg? Right. So where can it likely drop to? Judging by the 4 hour, we have this other block here. So if this will act as an inducement, right? Would we say that price will do something like this? Would you agree with that? All right. So that's what I have for Bitcoin. This. Now, it's in case where it doesn't come, if Bitcoin doesn't come for this imbalance down here, right? Then this is the move. This is the move. If it doesn't come for this imbalance down here, then this is the move that it will take. So don't trust this low. This is where to likely kick off from on the 4 hour. So that is for Bitcoin. So that's all I have for you guys for this week and for the coming days. All right. So any questions on the things I've said so far? Something that's not clear. All right. Anything not clear? Blah blah blah. Anything that's not clear? And please don't forget that Tentrade is running an end of the month discount. Like we are running an end of the month discount on Tentrade. Someone might ask me why Tentrade. Tentrade has the best instant funded account. Why do I say so? Because Tentrade has up to 9% drawdown. Most of these firms that have instant accounts, they usually work with trailing drawdown. What is trailing drawdown? A drawdown that moves. That means if let's say you have a 10K account now, and you buy an instant account with an account that has trailing drawdown, once you make profit, your max drawdown goes up. It doesn't make any sense. Why should your max drawdown be going up? If you make 10,200, it has gone up. But on Tentrade, we use a fixed max drawdown. Other firms have trailing drawdown. Tentrade is fixed. Also, Tentrade gives up to 70% profit splits, no news rule, no 3 minutes rule anymore, and all those crazy rules, stacking rule, those things have been taken away. Right? I think the only thing we have now is the profit consistency rule, which I have told you guys how to beat it. I've told you guys how to beat the profit consistency rule. I've already taught you guys how to do that. Check my Telegram. I posted how to beat that 25% consistency rule. So if you want to get an account with Tentrade, just quickly get one for yourself with this discount. It's ending on Friday. So just quickly take an account. Just pick an account quickly so as you don't miss out on this. So these are for the instant live account. These are the prices for the discount. 1K account for 34.4, 3K 88. These are the prices for it. And of course, if you want us to trade for you, just simply buy an account with a discount. Anyone from this 10K and above. We don't take accounts of 3K. If you want us to trade for you, want us to manage your account for you, just simply buy the one of 10K and above. We don't take 3K or 1K. 10K and above. That's for instant live. Then for evaluation, We have also have evaluation too. So these are the evaluation accounts too. You can see them here. You can see the evaluation accounts too. Right. You can see the new prices. These are the evaluation accounts here. In case you want them. So anyone you want, you will get. Right. Anyone you want, you get. So it's not like you must take instant. Right. So it's just up to you. If you want the evaluation, you take it. If you want this one, you take it. Right. So these are the price lists of anyone you want. Right. Just quickly use my link to get an account before the discount is over. Right. Very, very good account. Right. So if you want us to manage your account once again, just simply buy an account of instant, this and above. Or if you want direct funds, it has to be $1,000 and above. You don't take anything below $1,000. $1,000 and above. If you want us to direct account, manage account direct. If you want instant account, they have to be 10K and above. We don't take small accounts. Right. So basically that is it. So even an account of 500K is available. Even 500K accounts available. If you want that, we'll manage for you. If you want 270K is available, 90K is available, 30K is available. Just simply use the discount to make your purchases. All right, so have a wonderful day. See you guys when I see you guys. I think I'll post